All right, welcome back, folks. So let's think about things. All throughout our lives, in different aspects of our lives, we have insurance. We have insurance on our car, our rental properties, our rent, or a mortgage. You have mortgage protection in some cases. You have homeowners insurance for sure. You have liability insurance. You have pet insurance. You have phone insurance. You have health insurance. Right? It's all around us all the time. The one thing the financial services field does a terrible job, caught myself, does a terrible job of talking about is ways to protect your income. So if you get hurt, sick, can't go to work, you lose your job, you downsize, how is the money that you're spending to pay your bills, right? You have financial obligations that you've agreed to pay, and we use savings at that point. Maybe you have to spend down stuff. Maybe you have to have a massive garage sale. How are you going to replace the income that's spent, right? Or the savings that are spent? Because if you're not, then you're just depleting things, right? And that means you're down in your savings. You spend down your assets. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied today, but you're spending down your assets. And what we want to think about is not being so dependent upon one job, right? So think about it. If diversity was so important, right, for your investing means, and don't put all your eggs in one basket, but that's not how we're taught to as growing up. It was get a job, that job will provide you everything. While an income can provide you a lot of the things that we have in our lives, having one stream of income is very risky as opposed to having multiple streams where you're not dependent on your employer. And if you weren't as dependent on your employer, would you be able to be better, less stressed, and do the job that you have if you choose to have a W-2 job? Would you be better at your job? It's just a question. Right? So think about all the healthcare workers that are burnt out because most of them are hourly, being paid hourly, and then they pick up overtime hours and spending an ungodly amount of hours working. What are they doing with that? They're just working. There's not another stream of income, right? Eventually, there's going to come a point where potentially they're going to be like, I've had it. I'm done. And they don't have really a plan for that. And what we want to do is help systematize, right? Put some processes in place, some rules, principles, whatever you want to call them. Put those in place. So different accounts that we'll set up, and there's no money, right? There's a savings account, there's an expense account, and there's a cash account. That's as simple as it can be, right? You set those things up. You put rules associated with each of them. And we can talk about that in another day. But now you're building a sense of freedom because you know where your money's going. You know how much you're going to have in there. You know what you should have in there at any given point. So you're not freaking about how you're going to pay for bills. You're going to have a little extra cash to go out for a nice meal, go on a date or whatever. Take your kids for ice cream, whatever you want to do. But you have that built into place. And what we do is sit there, help you build it so it works for you. And then how can we improve that over time? That's ultimately all we want to do. Because I believe what I found, a lot of people want. And that's simply want to go out and do things whenever they choose to do them, however and with whomever they choose, and be happy wherever you're at. Right? So if that hits home, anybody that sounds like that or says things like that, hit me up below and let's have more of a conversation.